Hello. Yeah, you'll be able to hear me now. Oh, actually, you are able to hear me now all the way. Nice. Um, so yeah, scene one. Oh, okay, scene one doesn't work because I have to launch Oculus Mirror. And now it should work. Yes. Okay. I'll also enable voice from the game, and yeah, we should be good to go. So I need to do some hot laps for time trial. So we're gonna be using those settings because they are mandated. Like we can play with cloud cover, but it's gonna be optimum 22, random level disabled, cloud cover 100, so it's cold, at least cold there, and hot lap at 2 p.m. So those are the settings, and I can see the chat. Nice. It's gonna be really bad looking because yeah, because clouds look really bad. Okay, chat is here. I'll do one more thing because I need this. Okay, mic check seems good. Nice. It also works. Now recenter the wheel. It should be around good position. Okay. And yeah, let's see what I can do. Setup. CDA quali setup load. Close those. 1, 2, 3. Maybe add this. Leave this as it is. That's 2. And let's see. Drive and switch to the chat. Hello, Danny. So the target lap time is, I don't even know what it is. It's 203 something, I guess. Because this is hot lap pressures are of course all wrong. I'm gonna make the game louder. Although tell me if how's the volume, like me versus the game. Yeah, I have 2000 hours plus. Yeah, I really like ACC. So I guess you can say I'm a fan. I just really like the sim, plus I don't know, I guess it started with just me being a fan of what used to be Blancpain GT series, and I was watching that on TV a lot. And since ACC was, you know, based on that, I played that a lot. And also Kunos themselves are making great sims, so both AC was good and this is good. I mean, you know, win-win. Not only great sim, but also about the series that you like. I don't really like them, you know. Because they're just... I mean, you know, making a sim based on F1 would be really hard. Like, really hard. Like, the amount of NDAs that Kunos can do with, you know, customer GT3 teams. And the amount of info they can gather is so much greater than whatever is possible with F1. So F1 being what it is, F1 game being what it is, it's really good product in what it is. It's a game about F1 and it's really, you know, it's available and playable for everyone. Whereas ACC is more hardcore, but you know, it can be a pain in the ass for someone who's not really into hardcore sims. So yeah, they are improving those games in terms of how sim they are, those F1 games, but they are nowhere near proper sims, and I'm playing sims for, proper simulation of driving a car, not really a competitive aspect. Even though I do compete in various ACC leagues, and I enjoy racing, and racing itself I also enjoy, but first of all, driving a car, that's the priority. That's why original AC, ACC, I don't have air factor, but it drives really well in terms of, like, the driving itself feels good, although, and technically sometimes it's a bit weird. But, those proper sim, those are what I enjoy. Do you recommend the VR? Yes. I love VR. And that's again about that immersion. Like, for some people that want the sim racing to be more accessible, for it to be more comfortable, so they can just launch the sim, do a couple of laps, enjoy themselves. I guess that VR can also be a bit of pain in the ass to use, but I really like it because of the immersion it gives me, and no triple screen setup will replace VR. Yeah, exactly. Like, Refactor's tire model isn't that good, to be honest, anyway. You can say that it flexes in a nice way, and it has it gives you great force feedback, that it flexes in a way that you can feel, and you can feel the flex, and it feels nice when it does all those things that it does, but it isn't really correct in how it does it. It's the same like with AMS2 when it came out, although in AMS2 it's to a way bigger extent, and many people do see this. Like, AMS2 feels nice, but it only feels nice, and on the limit it's really, really wonky and weird. Although from time to time it just feels nice, but it's just that you're getting a great feel of something that is wrong anyway. And to some extent it's the same with Air Factor. It feels great. It feels great to drive. To a certain extent it feels believable, but when you're starting to push it, it really, really falls apart. And when you're starting to do, build setups and see how the whole thing works, then it really, really gets weird. And with ACC, yes, it also has its problems, and it has many of those problems, but it's really, really hard to, take it apart and tell, oh, this one thing is horrible. Apart from, things like contact physics, but it's not really driving related. Okay, maybe like, ground/car collision system. Okay, this is a bit weird, and going over bumps, sometimes is also a bit weird. No sim is perfect, and there are many aspects in terms of it being realistic, feeling realistic, and those two things are completely two different things, feeling realistic and being realistic. And also, there are people who make those sims, and it's also their vision of sims. Like, as different users have different vision of what sims should feel like, what the certain sim should be. There are also different developers, and they also have their own beliefs in how it should be simulated, how it should feel, and what is realistic, what is not. because of that Daytona today. I know, although not only because of this, but overall I was thinking about maybe buying iRacing for myself, because I've driven iRacing a lot of times, not like on my own PC, but I had a go on it a lot of times, even on the newer versions. But you know, it didn't feel the best. But I was thinking maybe should I maybe, you know, create my own account and from time to time have it to maybe see what's going on and test some stuff that is there. Now that I do this coaching and I, you know, have at least some money to spend on stuff like this. Yeah, I guess everything is like pay to enjoy. Like, I don't want to get in, like, I don't want to get properly into iRacing, because that's totally not my thing, and I know it. But I was thinking about, you know, maybe creating an account and at least trying from time to time to see how it's doing, to drive something, you know, to have my representative opinion about it, not only from this knowledge that I had now for having a go on some other rig some time ago, but, you know, to have my own opinion in my own rig in VR on certain cars. But yeah, I definitely don't think that I would use it like that often. But, you know, also when it is like a big race, you can have a go. Like, you know, today's is a Daytona, and many sim racers do that, even those who don't necessarily play iRacing. Okay, maybe Jardier isn't a good example because he's also a content creator, so it's just good for him to be in such an event. But, you know, he's not known for playing iRacing and driving iRacing, but when there is an event, he does that, and he. So yeah, I was thinking about maybe some stuff like this. I wanted to change pressures. No. I'm not. I'm not in 24 hours. Like I said, I don't even have my own iRacing account. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. iRacing is too much pay to win, especially now when, like, you can't really have any good races with the base content. You know, when you go into the iRacing, you can go do a Mazda Cup, and then you literally have to buy something. Definitely tracks, because, you know, there aren't that many good tracks in the base game, and the cars that are being used and the cars that you would like to use now, they're just not in the base content, which maybe there should be, you know, like one proper GT3 car that's not like, you know, 10-year-old GT3 car or something like that, like, you know, one of at least an AMG or something like that. I don't even know what isn't free now, but you know what I'm trying to say here, that if you want to progress in iRacing ranks, you just need to pay money to buy content, buy the subscription, and so on and so on. But, you know, yeah, I was thinking about it because, you know, at least I would have that account, so if I feel like doing something, I can just check out if I have a subscription, and if not, just buy it for 1 month or something like that and have a go. Like driving and using it all the time, that's not really my thing, but you know, it would be nice to have it. So if there's a Daytona 24, I could maybe, you know, ask around who's doing it, maybe try to find someone who I can do it with and just do it. Yeah, I know, like, the driving itself is just bad. Okay, that was bad. I mean, you know, iRacing is still better than GT Sport, I think. Although for someone that struggles to feel the car and understand it, I can see that iRacing could feel really, really weird and just wrong. Oops. That wasn't the best exit. Well, yeah, you know, the thing about GT Sport is just you have a console, you buy a GT Sport, you have a wheel, you have a gamepad, and it's very accessible on both, and it's just a great product, and it works for everyone. You pay once, you get what you pay for, and it does what it always did throughout the years. Uh, it's still a simcade game. It still is, but it is good at being it, you know? There is a place in overall game/sims, game/racing sims market, and there is a spot in the market for those games like Gran Turismo and Forza that, yes, are simcade, but have, you know, great graphics, huge amount of cars and track selection, great online and single player structure, and are extraordinary in terms of how accessible they are for all the people. And there is a place for in the market for those kind of games, and they're just great at being what they are. And they should be those. It's almost the same with the F1 games that someone was asking me about earlier. Like, we're never gonna get a proper F1 sim, but like, I mean, like, you wouldn't anyway. No one in F1 would allow anyone to do a sim based on their stuff. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I wanted to change something else also. Um, Yeah, I wanted to check what is the lap times that I should be aiming for. Okay, Dom did 2037 in the Maserati. So that's the lap time we were aiming for. Okay. Or at least I'm aiming for. Okay, this I can turn off. Let's see. So there was definitely something in the last sector, for sure. I mean, you know, I was just lapping, just lapping. And the chat. I mean, you know, we can still say that iRacing is. You can still be saying that iRacing is way overpriced, iRacing this, iRacing that, but you know, at the end of the day, nothing comes close to the structure and online structure in sim racing, at least, to what iRacing offers, you know. And to be honest, no one is even trying to, because it has no sense. You know, do you remember when Project Cars 2 was being released, and it also had a ranking system in multiplayer, and it was like, and everyone thought that, oh, iRacing has a competitor. I mean, do we even look at Project Cars 2 at that anything close to iRacing? I mean, we're looking at Project Cars 2 as an PC alternative to GT Sports, but the one that was just bad. I mean, like, it was still a fun game, but compared to GT Sport, it was bad. Yeah, I mean, those people I don't understand. Like, I understand someone who can enjoy iRacing, but I don't understand them defending iRacing for being, like, bad simulator in terms of simulating stuff. Although, like, again, in terms of simulating stuff, iRacing simulates a lot of stuff really, really well, and, like, does a great job of that, but tires are really, really bad. And the way that the tires behave over the limit, that's also really, really bad. So there are things that iRacing does well, there are things that iRacing does bad in terms of simulation itself. And it all creates that sim that is really, really challenging to drive and not really enjoyable. But it has that great structure that unfortunately today with Daytona didn't really work seamlessly, right? But you know, nothing stands a chance against the online structure that iRacing has. The only thing that can be better than iRacing is just a new version of iRacing with new updates, you know? That's just how it is. iRacing is iRacing, and there's no way that unless someone does something magical and there's I don't know if something happens, nothing, for now at least, nothing will be close to iRacing in terms of online structure and overall what it is. We can only hope that iRacing itself will get better and maybe cheaper, but that's not really coming, is it? Yeah, there are also a lot of people that are shilling over ACC, and that's also a problem. Although, I'm not doing it in Daytona. Like the name of the stream has Daytona in it because I thought that they would be struggling to get it up working for a bit longer, so I would be streaming my driving when they are still fixing it. But actually I'm not doing Daytona at all. I don't even have iRacing account. But I did have a lot of tries on iRacing, so at least I know what I'm talking about it when I'm talking about driving it. But yeah, ACC has also those problems with people defending it way too much about certain stuff. And I used to defend it really, really hard, but yeah, I guess now when I'm a bit more into that stuff and I have more experience in sim racing overall, I have more of a broader view on everything. Or at least I hope. Yeah, like, exactly, like, you cannot defend ACC with its contact physics. Like, still, like, original AC was still bad, but that doesn't change the fact that the netcode in ACC is good, but it's not class leading. And it has its issues. The same with, like, or I already mentioned it, like, ground collisions, like how car collides with the ground. Usually it works, but it also has some of its quirks, how those collisions work, and from time to time they just create a weird situations. That tires over limit in ACC still aren't really 100% the best, but again they are at least class leading. Yes, there will be people that will be saying, oh, our Factors has so much better tires. No, our Factors tires are shit. Our Factors tires feel nice and behave nice, but in terms of how they should work, they don't work how they should in terms of giving cars grip and handling slip angles. It's wrong. It just feels nice and has great force feedback, and it behaves nicely over curbs and goes through obstacles really, really nicely. And yes, it is nice. But in terms of like overall how the tire in R Factor generates grip and how you can generate grip out of the tire yourself with your driving, that's wrong. And it's ACC, it's much more believable. Not perfect, and the feeling over the limit is also sometimes wobbly, but there's so much more that in the tire simulation than just them feeling good. I'm not giving away that buffer setup, I think, because it's just too good. Like, sorry, but I don't want to share it. Because it has some things that I want to experiment with myself, you know? And it's nowhere near perfect. It was good and it was working with buffers really nicely. But I want to, like, you know, properly... I'll tweak it definitely sometimes, so I'm not gonna share that setup. Nevertheless, the car itself on aggressive preset shouldn't be that much slower anyway. So it's not like this setup gave me a second, definitely not. No, I don't want to sell setups, like... Look, Coach Dave Academy sells setups, but I also had a big rant on Reddit about paid setups. I won't be selling my setups because it's like, you know, I can make them work because I made them, and I made those setups for myself, and they are nowhere near perfect. Like, my setups are shit in terms of being a good setup. They are bad, but they are made for me, and I'm making work of them because I made them, and I made them for myself. So, if I would be selling those setups, so there is my name on them, and everyone is expecting like, oh, I'm so fast, and probably I also have a knowledge about it, that would be completely wrong, because I have really little knowledge about car setups, and my setups are really, really bad. Okay, that was a joke, okay. So yeah, from time to time I can share something, so because people want to know what I was using, but definitely I wouldn't sell them, because that's just wrong. Imagine invalidating the lap. Actually, gain 2 tenths, and... well, actually that would be the lap. Nice. Hello, Vancy. No, you're absolutely right with those setups. My setups are are based only on my feeling and just pure luck. I never use Motec to create setups. Dampers in my setups are probably as wrong as it can be. My setups are using probably some weird values that shouldn't be used, but I just feel them work, they work for me, so I use them. And I also don't spend that long creating them. Like, I just have a baseline, and I tweak it a bit, but then I focus a lot on the driving itself, which is the most important thing. Yes, I'm doing both ACR leagues. This is actually, I'm doing hot laps for the GT4 time trial. Yes, Actual Vision has GT4 leagues. I'm doing the time trial for that very league. Okay, that's not too much of a cut. Now I'll know. Well, I usually start from the aggressive, or if I have CDA setup, I start from CDA setup. But I also never buy CDI setups, it's just that I happen to have them because I don't know, I had a race with someone and we just had the CDA setup for that race. So I have it now. Okay, this is the line in third. And more control over the brakes. Yes, I'm always driving in VR. Always. Yeah, I sometimes also do that, but like it's really tricky and it depends on car. Because like with 911, it's so hard to make one setup work on another track, you know? Well, I can read the dash. I need to focus on it to really read it, but it's doable. Okay, that's too wide. But yeah, there's a 10th in it. Holy lap. 777. Okay. Another lap invalidated in the row. That's just Paul Ricard. Yeah, I think you have to keep it on high RPMs. When it is on high RPMs. On the top of 5th gear. Little bad exit. But there's a 10th in the car. There's probably like 2 times in the car, but 10th in me. That was so bad. And I actually lost that time. Okay. Yeah, ABS in Porsche is really weird, and it likes to lock the rear wheels. You just need to like drive it like a car without an ABS. It's the same with BMW. And pretty much with every GT4 if you want to get most out of it. Drive it like it doesn't have one. Like in a straight line at least, slam on it, but through the corners drive it like it doesn't have one. Oh, There's a big comment, but we have a straight. Nice. The Porsche is really, really competitive. Oh my god, like... Oh, for fuck's sake. I just want to die. That's... Like, I don't care if I go over the track limits on any other place, but this was just... kill me. Oh my god. I thought I was within the track limits. GT4 car is sometimes way narrower than you think it is. Again, 100% on me. I don't have a screen to punch. Okay, the limiter is 778. 7780. Okay, the last two corners were meh, but still good. Oh, come on, that should be 235. But yeah, 236. I guess that's enough. So, we're doing the track walk, right? Like we always do. Oh my god, look at those laps. That's just pure hot lapping. You have to hate it. Although, first of all, even before I forget, yeah, I'm gonna make a screenshot that that I'll later use. Actually, I think I'll have to, for a sec, delete the chat. Yeah, okay, well, give me a second. I'll put it at this. Because I need to... just please tell me that you can see anything at the screenshot. Yes, you can see the time. Nice. So before I even submit it, I'm sorry, before I do the track work, I'll actually submit it. So just give me a second. Do you have noticed any eye vision problems driving only with VR? No. You know, it's the problem with VR is that you have a screen that is really close to your eye, but with VR you're looking far into the distance because you have two images for two different images for each eye. So like at least in VR I'm looking far into the distance. I guess the eye strain can be a problem, but you can get used to it. But you know, I'm taking care of my eyes and I don't have any sight problems, and I have also a great sight. So yeah, definitely I wouldn't like to ruin it, but um, but yeah, my eyes are fine. Uh, like I'm not saying that there it's like there I said it's completely fine, nothing is happening. I don't know, probably there is a bit too much eye strain than it should be on my eyes. But if I would be driving anyway on the screen, so I'm just doing it in VR, and my eyes are got used to it now, and personally I don't have any issues. And I still have really great sight after like 1 year of driving in VR almost every day. Okay, stop ranting. I need to upload it really fast. So it's done. Plus I'm gonna just notify everyone on Discord that okay. Yes, and now actualvision.com. Time trials, latest time trials. It ends actually in 1 day. Okay, time 02:03.606. Car, that was Porsche, platform, PC, input type wheel, screenshot. And I'm gonna upload this screenshot. And I'm just gonna make sure this is the one. Just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna start this track auction. Yes, okay, everything alright. Submit. It takes long to submit the time for me because I'm streaming and my internet is at its very limits. By the way, how's the uh, how's the uh, how's the quality today? I mean, the image now is still, so the quality was gonna be good, but you know, when I was driving. Okay, time trial submitted successfully. Nice. Give me a minute, guys. I'm gonna be like back in 1 minute. And I'm back. Hello. Okay, someone is asking, uh, when are you going to upgrade your internet? Lol. Uh, okay, there's a lol at the end, so I guess that's a bit of a joke as well. Yeah, that's not up to me, mate. Like, believe me, if I could, I would. Like, if I'm having this internet for that long amount of time, like, it should start to be obvious that, you know, if I could, I would. It's just how it is, and that's why it is how it is. Okay, replay. That was, I guess, this lap. I guess, because I don't remember. Let me check. it should be 2036 at the line. Yes, that was 2036 on the line. So this is the lap. And as always, I'm gonna go through it from this perspective because it's the best. Although I'm gonna make the game looking better. There are no clouds. Sorry, there are no clouds. There are all the clouds, so the shadows are really low. So the game runs are at a really decent frame right now. No, don't worry, don't worry. I'm just saying that, you know, it's just not getting any better. Yeah, I would also, you know, although, you know, I'm just now living with, because of the pandemic, back in my hometown, and that's just how internet is here. But, you know, I'm studying technically in other city. Uh, but because of the pandemic, now everything is online, and me and my brother that both study in different city, in capital city of Poland, Warsaw. And their internet, almost no matter what, you know, what place we would be living there, the internet would be far better than here. It's just how it is here, and it's not getting any better anytime soon. And there are almost no alternatives for now here. If I even wanted to have something better, you know. Uh, but who knows? Maybe when the pandemic is also over, I'm gonna be at a different place. So, well, I don't know if I would be even simulating more. Well, I guess I would, and I would continue it for sure. But you know, the internet also could be a lot better there. So we'll see in the future. Okay, let's go with Paul Ricard track walk, or whatever. Last corner, preparing for the lap, so to get the most amount of speed for the straight. It's not that bad of the track, to be honest. Like, a lot of people hate it. I like the Paul Ricard. It's not the greatest track on earth, and like hot lapping here in clouds, it was boring as fuck. But for racing, it's a good racetrack. Okay, first corner. Where do you brake? Like, you brake right when this ends, in both GT3 and GT4. Okay, here I broke a bit earlier, but overall, like this curb right here, this is where you can start braking, and be it, you know, start of it, middle of it, end of it. See what works for you depending on the car and conditions. But you can push the braking zone all the way up to this moment that you step on it on 100 meters. Yeah, you can kind of use this part of the road here, you see, because then I start to turn in, and now I'm gradually increasing and increasing, turn in, and do it from the very outside. So from the very outside, you trail brake a bit, you position the car to the corner, and then with the weight on the front, you rotate the car towards the apex. And you put the car on the line, so you're positioned into the second one correctly. This is a chicane, so you need to be positioned for the second one really nicely. So you can see that right now I'm transitioning from the first corner. But how I go through the first corner is how it is because of turn 2. I need to be already positioned into the turn 2. So I do the transition, and I do it in such way, and I do the first part with such speed, so I can do the second one almost flat, if not flat. So the second part is really easy, like, and I just go flat. Here I went a bit wide, but on every other occasion it was a lot better. So for example, like here, go into the first one, cut first one a lot of turning on the side of the road, transition, and flat and flat and flat, and then just open the corner at the exit. Again, if you make the corner open at the exit, you're not going to struggle that much with the track limits. Look how at the very end of the corner, even though here I slide outwards a bit, the car washes out, it goes over to here, it goes slide, then it gains grip here. But here at the very exit, here I open the corner, and it's easier for me to just make it within track limits, and the track limits are this. So you have to have at least one wheel on the black stuff. Okay, next corner. Braking on 100 meters in GT4 and on like 75 with GT3. But this is really hard corner, and you know, with the Porsche, with its brakes, trail braking is really hard. Like Porsche brakes aren't bad. It's trail braking that's really hard with them, and the whole and the whole car, because of how where it has its weight and because of short wheelbase. So brakes are tricky, they are bad to use, but they aren't bad in terms of stopping power. They're actually good in terms of that, but it's hard to use them. Okay, so you're trail braking, you're throwing it in, you're clipping that curb even more than here you can clip it, and then you end up right here, and then you almost stop decelerating, and then hitting the brakes here is just about getting the nose in and positioning into the second corner. But again, not exactly full amount of road, but it's like reversed first corner, you know? It's almost like reversed first corner. And then you just hug this curve. And like this part here is smooth. This part here goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and this part here is smooth. So like try to go through this with, of course, having outside tires on the black stuff, so you're not invalidating the lap. But you can have the inside tires on this, and this is smooth. So that's how you can cut it, and then you go off it. Into this slow turn. You're kind of positioning the car so you're in the middle. And again, braking, going into the apex like this. And from the apex, when you hit it, you smash the throttle. So you slow down towards the apex, you add rotation towards the apex, you hit the apex, you start accelerating, and you open the steering so you're allowing the car to apply the traction, you know? You're releasing the steering, and then it applied the traction for a bit, and again you go into the second corner, now off throttle, so the car has a lot of the load transfer goes to the front. You go off throttle, the car uses the front grip to turn in, and then it's about when you will time you getting on the throttle, you know? So you getting on the throttle needs to be timed correctly, and then the car will start to, you know, understeer because weight will be taken away from the front wheels. So then you initially understeer, you gain, you apply that traction, and then at higher speed it stabilizes a bit, and you can turn more towards the inside. So it's like it has like 3 phases, that corner. So first, of course, you accelerate from the slow one, and now this one has like 3 phases. You go off throttle, it gains grip. You go on throttle and apply the traction, and then when it doesn't have any traction problems, you go again to the inside. Why? Because this one here is just easy straight, and you need to open it up, so you're going through the path of least resistance, and you're just accelerating straight away without any, and the car can accelerate as freely as possible, because then you are carrying the speed throughout the corner. But again, the part here, when and how you time getting on the throttle from out of this corner, is crucial because of that long straight right there. So off the throttle, on the front, on throttle timing correctly, apply the traction, go to the inside, and then the second part as least resistance as possible, and you go from the straight on the straight. Here you can, I don't know, check your email, go on Discord, go on Reddit, go on forum, whatever. You have a lot of time to do that. it's long straight, especially if you're Ginetta. You're just gonna hit the limiter, and it's gonna take twice as much than any other car in Ginetta. But you know, simple straight, going straight. That's not that hard. Is the chat working, by the way? Yes, it is working. Yeah, like the Paul Ricard is a good track, but F1 sucks at it. The same with Barcelona. Barcelona is a good track, but F1 sucks at it. Because, you know, just the nature of the corner doesn't suit an F1 car, especially if they put that stupid chicane in it. That just, you know, like, why would you? Like, it would be such a nice event and such a nice track with that long straight. Why? Because they would have to use lower downforce setups. And, you know, lower downforce setups are just more challenging throughout the rest of the track, more challenging for the drivers. You can have a bit of better racing with them, maybe, I don't know. But, you know, on the track where every car relies so much on downforce, and when you get rid of the long straight like that, you just make the track again the downforce track, and we end up with racing how it was. And it was really bad and boring. But like in GT3s, that can race so much closer and can go through fast corners without really being interfering with each other in terms of dirty air. I mean, yes, dirty air exists in GT3 and you can feel it. In ACC, you can still feel dirty air, and turbulent air, and overall like turbulent air where you're passing someone, you can feel that. But that doesn't ruin the racing. It's part of racing. Like you know, like slipstreaming and turbulent air in WTCR. You know, it's also a big factor there. Like driving on Nordschleife, how you position yourself entering Dottingham to have good slipstream on the straight, or how you're climbing the hill on Nordschleife. And their slipstream plays a big role. In lower classes of Formula of open wheelers, slipstream is also really important, but they don't lose that much downforce as in F1. Whereas in F1, not only they lose a lot of downforce, but F1 cars are driving so much at the limit of, you know, current tire technology, aerodynamic technology, and overall cars are, you know, really picky in terms of how they use and generate their grip, where that when they lose downforce, they not only are slower, but they also lose so much balance and become unbalanced, become hard to drive. Drivers need to slow down a lot. The car that's unbalanced itself generates the grip in an efficient way. So yeah. But in GT3s, this track is extremely fun to drive. Like I said, it is boring to drive on and boring to look at, but when you race with someone, it's amazing to race on, and you're just having fun racing on it. Okay, let's go. And now, Sinya. This is a really tricky corner, but it's really fun corner. And you need to feel how you go into it and not go on the throttle too early. Because if you're gonna stabilize the car on the throttle, it's gonna understeer and it's not gonna be enjoyable. Look from the inside how I go into the corner, but I wait with accelerating a lot. Wait. No, only now I accelerate, no? So I drive the car on the nose, and I use a lot of that front grip that there is. And I trust the car with its stability. But I am really aggressive with my load transfers. In GT3 cars, of course, it's really a lot harder, but like Lambo, McLaren, Ferrari, front engine cars, they will just fly through these corners like that. And they will require not that much stabilizing. So it's about being confident on the entry, letting off the throttle once, braking once, not a lot, braking, not a lot braking, more of lifting off the throttle and coasting into it. so that load transfer isn't that significant. And then using that load that was on the front and almost throwing the car in and waiting for it to rotate and trusting the aerodynamics and the whole stability of the car to let it go for the first part, and only then going on the throttle. And because it had so much rotation throughout the first part, then the second part is just easier, and you need to make it before those cones. Okay, this is really hard. Think as this one as this has like divided into two parts, and there's one single part that you decelerate towards, and there's like one corner with high radius, and then right after that you go for the second corner that's a bit tighter. So I go in, I decelerate, and now I go off the throttle, I brake a bit, and I decelerate towards this moment right here. And going to free camera in VR, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna show you where that moment really is in the track. But yeah, it's kind of like there's a first part that has more radius, and it ends up somewhere here, and then there's the second part that is tighter. So you go through the whole first part, decelerating, and you go towards the outside. Then you stop decelerating, and then you just go into the second part, sometimes even on throttle, and you go to the second part that's really tighter. So you decelerate throughout the first open part, decelerate, and then you go in for the second part. Cut the inside and accelerate early. If you're gonna do it correctly, and the sign that you did it correctly will be the exit. You need to here accelerate while being able to open the corner. If you're gonna go wide here, that's not good, because the car needs to be accelerating freely from this corner. You need to be able to release the steering from this moment here, to the outside. So there needs to be a lot of fluidity through the corner, let's say. There needs to be a lot of flow. So you go in, you hit the clipping point, and you still decelerate, you stop decelerating, you cruise for a bit, and then you spot the moment when you go on the throttle. Maybe it will rotate on the throttle, maybe it won't, but you make it so you go from the clipping point and you release the steering. Check it out from the inside. So yeah, this was senior, and now this one. Going in, fourth gear, decelerating, stop decelerating, now waiting for the second part, and releasing the steering. Okay, this one right here. This one in GT4, in the Cayman, I did it in third gear. And you need to really wait a lot for this corner. Like that. So you need to approach it like from the outside. First of all, when you brake for it, before you start braking, position the car that is pointing left. So you're not braking towards there, you're pointing a bit left. So you're braking like to the inside and then to the outside, like to the inside, but then from this point like here, like a bit to the outside. And then you stay here on the outside. You maybe lift off the brake a bit if you broke too early, and coast in and try to hit that clipping point. And from that clipping point, you already should be accelerating. If you're gonna, it's all about how you time and this how you time all of this. It's all about timing, literally. So braking, waiting, going in, and accelerate early and open the steering and release the steering. So the exit needs to be so you're releasing the steering, using a bit of that curb but releasing the steering. Okay, this one right here, don't cut it right here, this is dangerous. And again, first slipping point, going in, coasting a bit, accelerating, transition, and I mean, you know, what more can I say? It's like this right here has like two clipping points. So I go for the first one while braking, then I release the braking, then I use the grip that the outside tires had, then I start to accelerate, it understeers a bit or snaps, but then you do one smooth transition, a bit of braking, be really gentle on the brakes so the car doesn't snap, and doesn't go into any weird slow speed slide. And then you decelerate towards that apex, and right on it you start accelerating and you're releasing the steering towards the outside. So again, the car accelerates freely and applies traction nicely. Use a bit of that curb, and that's a lap of Paul Ricard. Actually, let's look at the lap from the inside again. I'm gonna move the chat. Come on, disappear. Thank you. Yeah, I know the chat is stuck because I needed to be in the game. If I'm in the game, the chat is stuck. I mean, so like I need to alt tab to the chat, so the chat is refreshing. But because I'm in VR, I can alt tab to another window, and game itself is still in the VR headset. So I can click on things in the game, I need to be alt tab back into the game. So when I do a setup, I'm alt tabbing when I'm streaming, and for example I'm in the game menu, then I need to be in the game itself, so my mouse is detected and works. It doesn't work like that with the inputs and the steering wheel, but with the mouse it does. So if I want the mouse, I need to be in the game. If I want the chat, I can alt tab out of the chat, but then I do it after I press drive, you know? I've been sim racing, now it's gonna be 2 years? I think 2 years. But you know, it's like that I bought a T300 and AC like 2 years ago, but you know, I was doing some, you know, I had old Logitech Momo and I was doing like some old F1 game with that, or sometimes doing old Toka games with that wheel, or like Colin McRae 5 with that wheel, but like, apart from that I wasn't really sim racing properly. So like, I was into driving cars in terms of that that interested me, but I never had the money to buy a proper wheel. But I had that old Logitech Momo and some old games, so I played those. But apart from that, no, not much. So like, the proper sim racing started 2 years ago when I bought the wheel. It's Binala. Also, I'll show you something. Paul Ricard looks amazing at 6 AM when wet. Like check it out. 6 AM, no clouds, and a bit of wetness. No, 7 AM. Scratch that, 7 AM. Oh yes. Yes. Now it looks proper. Oh my god, what preset. But now look how amazing it looks. Now it's, oh yeah, now it looks how it should. But FPS are also going down a lot. Wait, I'm gonna actually enable ASW. In the first sector it will be better because the sun is behind us. So when I'm gonna be exiting the first sector, that's when it looks the best. And like, in those conditions, Paul Ricard looks nice. In the night also Paul Ricard like has nice vibe to it. And the reflections in the road, they are really nice. And now the sun here. Oh my god. This looks nice. And now the sun straight into the eyes. In VR it's almost blinding. I don't know. But this looks nice. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yes, I have thought about SRO esports, and I actually took part in SRO series. Yeah, like, even in the rain, race cars have a lot of grip. In ACC in the rain, race cars have too much grip although, but still, there's so much grip, it's hard to get it to rotate. And then the T300 is just not really for drifting, because the wheel rotation is slow. Okay, there was a puddle. Okay, I guess that's it. Jesus, so much. Like, yeah, it doesn't want to spin. Yeah, I was in SR1. It's a nice car. Okay, what could I do? I could always try to one of those and try to improve. But yeah, this isn't working. Come on, work. Oh, come on. I guess that won't work when I'm streaming, right? Because, like, why would it? With my internet especially. I mean, like, it loaded once, one or two events here, so it was working. Yeah, right now. Okay, nice. Yeah, because the hotlapping consistency went to really low. But at least I had consistency 99 in the buffers race. Car control was 90 today, nice. Range is 98 because I'm like second place. Safety is 99 because it's safety. Race car 99. Competition races I didn't do a competition race in a long while. And yeah, I was doing a lot of competition races right here, and I think like somewhere around here when my elo was at above 2000. I hit in competition at 99, but then I had few disconnects, and yeah, my elo here went totally down. So I was like, I joined a race, I got punted, I quit. I join a race, I disconnect, and my elo goes down and down and down. But yeah, I mean, we're done hot lapping with this thing. So, chat, please tell me what you want to see. I'm open for requests. I'm gonna disconnect in a sec. There's this, and there's this. All are really, really nice. Is the stream working? Yes, the stream is working. Oh wow, I had only 0.8% dropped frames. That's like unusually good. Last time I remember I had like 25% dropped frames. The internet was so bad. But today I can see it's doing quite well. GG internet. This car is so nice. Oh, actually, there was a... Yeah, I wanted to do hot lapping at Nürburgring with this car. But in 2020, wait. Back 2020. I wanted to do some hot laps on Nürburgring, and because I wanted to see what time can I do. Oh yeah, camera in the Porsche is broken. Yeah, it's broken. I mean, not broken, it was adjusted for recording in 2D. Okay. What's the temperature? 1927, okay. Let's get like 15 air temperature. $15.22. Okay. Although, like, what were the conditions we were lapping at in SRO? Because I remember that the game was looking good. And I like doing hot laps that when I later upload them on YouTube that they look good. So like, let's try this, 15. So I guess it should be 15, 15. And with the sun behind me. Yes. But it's 16, 19. Okay, 16, 19. Where's the sun? There. Oh, so I can go actually maybe even an hour later. Oh yes, because it's at 8 p.m. That the temps are the same. Oh yeah, and now it's this. And it's 14, 14. Okay, good. Okay, let's do it like this. So at least there's a bit of track temp. It's gonna be 15, 18, 15, 18, 15, 18. Let's go with 15, 18. Quite low, but no, we need to be low for hot lap. Actually, how the safe preset looks like here. Okay, okay. 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 How the aggressive preset looks like. More camber. Okay. Okay. I don't know which is the setup that I should use. Was that Q3? Maybe. I'm not testing something. Come on, turn on the car. Thank you. I don't know even where the sweet spot is. Lower temp is usually faster. Okay. Hi, Alberto. And struggles to apply the power, but the pressures are all over the place. Hello, hello. I need to buy a fan. Well, technically you always do script from lower times. Hmm. 151.9, but that's before the update. Oh, that was a lag. It's weird. That was also meh. Okay, that was too much. I also need to put on the gloves because now my hands are sliding on the wheel and I can't hold it properly. I don't know what to do with dampers. The car isn't that bad. I know there's definitely a 53. Shall I say, it should be a 53 in the first sector. 16s in the last sector is good. Although, let me check replay of. Okay, 150. Jesus, that was so bad. Turn 2 is a bitch. Okay, well that wasn't that bad. And that's how you do a 360. That's like I don't know. I just enjoy doing 360s. Just, you know, I snap the finger and the car does a 360. Oh wait, I have very little space on the disk. Yeah, there definitely is very, very little space on my disk. Why though? Is the stream still working? Can someone tell me, is the stream still working? Please tell me. No, I think that the best car is McLaren. Yeah, this lap was decent. Exactly, 53.9 in the first sector, although the first sector was like bad, and that was a 53.9. So there is like, I don't know, 10th2 maybe in the first sector. 40-0, nice. 16 low, that's also nice. There probably half a tenth in last corner. I don't know, that was decent lap. And a decent 360. Look at it. Ta-da! But yeah, the last chicane was like proper sand. Oh, 156. 156. Holy shit. 156 kph. If you want a reference, people on public lobbies aren't even hitting 140. And that was 156. Full send for the chicane. And then as always, too early braking for the last corner. Yeah, this was so bad. But the rest was great. Good, maybe not great, good. No, casually catching oversteer on Schumacher's. I'm gonna call it 20, 20, 15, 18, 18. What's a good lap time for the McLaren? Well, it all depends on the temperature. I don't know. Like, I guess McLaren should be able to do 51 in very low temperature, but Yeah, and like normal 20 degrees, 30 degrees track, it's probably mid 52s. You know, it's just hot lap laps, so they don't mean that much. It's about the race pace. Probably it should do a mid 52. Ah, that was a weird correction I had to do. Ooh, that's the... Okay, I'm telling you, there's a 51 in this car in those times. Okay, again, very bad last corner, like very bad, oh my god. The exit was so bad, I'm gonna lose half a tenth on this straight already. Touch the grass, that was bad. I mean the sand. I don't know, I just forgot how to drive. Oh, there was a different weird stutter mid-corner. So I'm getting really hot, so and fatigued. Really bad last sector. That was bad. Okay, that's it for today. Or at least for now, because yeah, it's like, okay, I did this today, and now it's good time to stop grinding. And you can see that this last sector was not as good. But like I said, there can be a 41 in middle sector, and there can be a better 53 in the first sector. So now I need to finally make a good last corner with that good chicane, and that is a 51 in 15 air temp, which is really good, which means that the car is really fast. That was 52 too. I want to see how bad that chicane was, because that chicane was bad. Like, it was too early here, and it just, yeah, went too much the outside. Because the speed itself was not that bad, but yeah, it was too early. I had to do an adjustment. And yeah, I could do that later, and the speed would be there, but here I had to slow down. I wasn't accelerating here, and here I need to let off the throttle and make it turn again, and I didn't want to accelerate. And the last corner was not that good either. It was a bit too wide here, it washed out. I went on the throttle. It should rotate earlier a bit. And in the first sector, the turn 2. Yeah, I can hear maybe a bit too early. I shouldn't go on the brakes, maybe. But those are, like, you know, small details when talking about 152 versus 150-1 on Nürburgring. And, you know, for some people making a 52, like, they didn't even think about making a 52. They think about that 53 is magic. So, like, those are small details that, like, no point to really think about them now. It was just, yeah, me getting too fatigued. But I want to see the turn 5, turn 5 and 6, 5 and 6. Oh yeah, that was great. But now what happened here? Okay, that was also great. I mean, like, watching those kind of fast laps from the outside is also great. Like, take a look now. I did that track walk, okay? But now look at how amazing the track usage will be on a lap like this. And how the car's positioning will be. Like, there will be so much flow. And smoothness with everything. Like, from the outside, it almost looks perfect from the outside. Yeah, but there was much more road. This one can be a bit later, but this one was with good exit on the limit. That was nice. But those two now, those were proper. Late here, kiss it. Oh yeah, nice. Now go in, avoid the curb, go early in the power, let it rotate, and use the acceleration. That was really nice on the exit. This was not that bad, although it understeered here for a second. Yes, this was flat Schumacher's. This setup can do a flat Schumacher's. Schumacher's flat? What? FBI, open up. And the track usage here, nice. But there was that lap that got invalidated, but had really nice Schumacher's. Which one was it? This one? No, that was the one when I touched the sand. I think this was this one, yeah. This Schumacher's was the Schumacher's. Overall, this lap was really cool. Really good. Sorry? from this hairpin on. Those two were really, very good on this lap. Now it rotated. Wait, and now it applied the throttle nicely without any. And here, just wanted to rotate. That snap right here, that correction was needed. It was just on the limit of what rear tires could do then. And I think those two corners were also good. Although I don't remember really. Okay, now I remember. The first one wasn't the best, but the second was almost perfect, apart from this, where it lost time. And then I totally fucked up the last corner and the start to the next lap. But yeah, that's just how it is. Let me take a look at this beautiful car though. Look at that livery. Yeah. Okay, chat. Yes, Schumacher is flat. What time is possible with the default aggressive preset here? I don't know. Could cars go into 52 with this? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I guess with those temps, cars should be able to go into 52s. I don't know, since you asked. Aggressive preset, lower brake ducts, pads 1, and pressures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apart from that, aggressive preset. Just, adjust pressures so it's, a bit more even. Maybe like that. Let's try. Now the understeer will be real. Oh yeah, different brake bias and different front suspension, so I can't brake as late. Here it understeers, a lot of waiting, but a lot easier. Here it understeers and loses traction. But like this setup that I had was like, that's a setup that's being developed for as long as I can remember. Well, of course, like in my way, so by feel and with experimenting with weird stuff, but it just works. Here, of course, I had to lift because it understeers at high speed. but it's so much more stable everywhere else, you know. Also, you know, Porsche presets won't be that fast because Porsche presets needs to be safe. So some cars have really good good presets in terms of speed because they are so easy to drive. The presets can be, you know, quite aggressive because they are easy to drive. And Porsche presets are, they are good, but they are made for people, so you know, so they will survive the chicane on Nürburgring and so on and so on, you know. Okay, that was a 54 free, so pretty bad. But the pressures were all over the place. That was too early this time. Okay, that was again too... Again, touch the sound, fuck. Man, it understeers so much. Okay, that was 53.7, 2/10 before the straights, 53.5. So low 53s, let's say, low 53s. And I was doing low 50. Like there was definitely this 8/10 in the driving, definitely. So I guess like 53.0 for this, and with my setup 52.0. But you know, that's a second, and that setup for many people will be undrivable. So for them to make the setup that will have the same stability and will give the same confidence as this one for many drivers, well, that's maximum of half a second to find, and that's it. But to go full 1 second, and you know, that's almost 2-minute lap, so the difference is quite big. And you know, so it means that I'm driving the car that I know really, really well, and I do a setup that I did myself only for myself. That's why it works together in conjunction so good, you know? But for many people to make the setup that will be as fast and as stable, it will do at best this 52.5, you know? To have the same, like I'm saying, to have the same stability as this one, because, you know, aggressive preset has to be slow to a certain extent to have that stability for, you know, normal users, let's call them. But, you know, I could go into setup, and based on aggressive, you know, I felt that, okay, a bit more aero, let's raise the rake by 2 millimeters, let's add rear anti-roll bar a bit, so it turns a bit more, and so the front end has more bite. I also increased the bump stop range by 1 click. Like small differences like that, you know? And also I'll adjust once more those pressures right here. And let's use full rear camber. We don't need lower camber than full. Let's use full one. You know, like The smaller one, of course, will give a lot more confidence and a lot more progressiveness to the rear end. But you know, let's change it only a bit, like without any dampers, without that I don't even know, to be honest, without any, you know, any suspension changes, to be honest, apart from, like, you know, I did one click right here, I did anti-roll bar changes, you know, like, that's easy to understand, and 2 clicks more rake that we all know works really nice. So like simple stuff like that, and let's see how it does. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I already broke into turn 1 in first corner with like brake balance I would use. So this has 53.8, of course, for that stability and that many people want. Let's go with not some crazy thing that my setup was working with, but let's like go 51.4. A bit too wide, fuck. But only a bit. Yeah, the understeer on the X is bad. That's typical Porsche. Well, I would add 1 click more splitter, but yeah, let's try to do the clean one. Or actually like 3 clicks of splitter, but... So there was easy 2 times in driving, and there you have it. 52 on Nürburgring, on what is almost exactly aggressive preset with, like, small changes, because I felt like adding, click here. There's still quite a lot of toe for stability. The aero balance, the front right height had be even moved like one click lower, or add splitter, like, simple stuff like that. Or just lowering front anti-roll bar because the car was understeering, so I'm just doing like this, simple things, and the lap time was there, even though the lap was pretty messy. So yeah. Yeah, maybe someday when I will have more uh, free time, I'll try to do that 51, or I can always, go here and lower the temperature. I mean, it's not like on YouTube everyone is doing those hot laps with, like, low temperatures anyway. Like a lot lower than I do. But the car control went a bit down, but we are doing all sorts of stuff. I don't even care, to be honest, that much. So yeah. Oh, hello. I was about to end the stream. Unless, I don't know, someone has some brilliant idea, uh, and and I would say that, yeah, let's do that. But yeah, I guess I would want to end it. What's the time? Where's my phone? Okay, my phone is there. I'm too lazy to get up and go for it. So tell me, chat, if you want to ask me something, if you want to see something, or I don't know, because if not, then I would end the stream. Thanks for watching as always. Yeah, I've done that time trial for ACR, and that's what I wanted to do, so I have that done. I've tried some things at Nürburgring that I wanted to try, and they seem to work. Or that was like more of just seeing if what I know works still works on Nürburgring, and it still does. I still think that the car has a 51 in it. So yeah. And now with that amazing delay that I have on the stream, I will probably have to wait so much until someone responds. But yeah, because if there's higher delay, like the whole video can look just a tiny bit better, and I really need to make sure that it looks as good as possible with little delay. Although I'll maybe see if I can make that delay a bit lower, just a bit. Or maybe just, no one wants to talk with me. That's all. That's also an explanation why the chat doesn't respond. Or maybe the internet stopped working. It can be anything. Yeah, apparently in like 5 minutes ago, my stream disconnected. Lol. And also apparently like 2 minutes ago, I dropped so many frames. So yeah, my internet apparently got bad. Maybe the stream disconnected. I don't know. But you know, sometimes lowering the rear by too much will also hurt you, because well, it can like may stall the rear, but you know, not that often. But sometimes the rear can like stop working because it's too low. Sometimes it has to have brake. Depends on the car. Uh, but yeah. Okay, so I guess guys, thanks for watching, and I don't know. I'll see you next time probably, whenever it's gonna be. Whopping 7 viewers. Oh my god. Everyone's watching Daytona right now, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna end this glorious stream. Goodbye, guys.